Good morning, students. So, this is Suman Bhatia, your SS teacher, and we are going to continue with the part 2 of the revision section for the chapter Role of the Government in Health. So, students, in our last video, we studied and revised what is health, what are the positive and negative aspects of the health in India. We studied about the private and public healthcare in our country, India. Now, we saw that how private healthcare centers take more money for the services they give. Public healthcare services are provided at a very low cost or free of cost. Private healthcare centers are owned by private individuals, not by the government. And that is why they are profit-minded centers. Public healthcare centers are established by the government and their motive is to do the service to the people. They work for the benefit of the citizens. So now we are going to study a new topic today, that is healthcare and equality. So students, do you think all the people are capable of going to private sector hospitals? No. In India, private healthcare services are increasing, but public healthcare services are not increasing. So, as the cost of these private healthcare services is more, poor people cannot afford them. So, what happened? The private services sometimes encourage people to borrow money for their medical treatment. Indian population, the maximum population in India, only 20% of people in our country, India, can afford private hospitals and their charges during illness. 40% of the people in our country, India, have to borrow money for treatment, to get treatment in a private hospital. Now, it is the responsibility of the Indian government to take care of the needs of the poor and the disadvantaged group. So, in this way, we are going to see how equality and healthcare matters. See here on the screen. Sometimes in government hospitals, when you go, people say that this medicine is not there in the hospital, so you have to bring this from outside. So in this way, doctors prescribe medicines, and in private hospitals especially, all the medicines, everything you have to bring from outside. So unnecessary medicines, unnecessary injections, tablets, saline bottles, unnecessary x-rays, whatever things are prescribed in the private hospitals, sometimes they may not be so necessary. In the book you saw the example of Aman and Ranjan. One was given 2 days medicine and he was sent back home. Other was taken to a private hospital. There he has to pay a lot of money. He has to do such reports and other things, and then he has to give a lot of money for the same treatment, same illness and everything. So this is the problem in the healthcare center. Women, when they fall ill, they are not suddenly taken to the hospital. They are seen as secondary in the family. So when they fall more ill or when their illness become very acute, then only they are taken to the hospitals. Tribal people. In tribal areas, there is not much facility for the hospital. So people of tribal areas have very less opportunity to visit and get treatment in a good hospital. Now, this problem of healthcare was sorted out in the year 1996 by the government of Kerala. What did Kerala government do? Let us see and let us study. So now we are going to study two examples. One is from our country India, that is Kerala state, and second is Costa Rica, one of the country in South America. So let's study them in detail. So here in the last slide you can see Kerala. Kerala government made a major change in the year 1996. What was that change? Kerala government gave 40% of the annual budget to the panchayats. Panchayat means rural section. Panchayat are the basic administrative sectors of the administration. So the Kerala government gave 40% of the budget to the panchayats, and they told them to plan and provide for the requirement. So what happened? When this 40% of the budget money was used in the basic foundation of the villages, the people started planning for their health care. They started planning for good supply of water. They started planning for Anganwadis. Okay, so what happened? This made it possible for a village to make sure the proper planning was done for food, water, women development and education. We all know India is a country of villages. So if we look into the core of the country, it is villages. So when the core of the country is developed or looked after, naturally the upper section will develop and get better results. So the Kerala government focused on the panchayats of the villages and the healthcare, the education of women and the women development was looked after, keeping in mind and using this fund of the budget. Water supply schemes were checked. Working of the schools and Anganwadi was kept. Checking was done properly. Specific problems of the villages were sorted out, and healthcare centers were improved. So because of this, the Kerala government worked and they gained more progress. Now another such example is Costa Rica, a country in South America. It is the best example of healthcare where the government provides adequate healthcare to the people. Many years back, Costa Rica, they took an important decision that whatever money they are investing for the military army, they will avoid that money. Instead of investing in army, okay, they decided to spend that money on health, education and the basic needs of the people of the country. We all know a lot of money is wasted in defense and army and other things, in missile testing and other such. So instead of having an army or looking after the needs of the army, Costa Rica, the country and the government of that country decided to use that money for the benefit of the people, looking after their health, education and needs. Costa Rica government believes that the country has to be healthy for its development and pays a lot of attention to the health of the people of the country. Costa Rican government provide basic service and amenities to all the people living in the country. It provides safe drinking water, sanitation, nutrition and housing facilities to all. So students, this is all for today. This is the end of the chapter. So hope you all have understood and you will look after the details in the sheet here. Okay, I have given in short in points. You have to read that points, and the worksheet will be given to you the next day. Thank you. Stay safe, stay happy.